Hello, yoga teachers. As teachers of yoga, we all know that yoga is to stop the vrittis. That is, vritti, chitta vritti is anything that is happening in the mind. When that is stopped, it is called yoga. What do we teach in our yoga classes mostly? Either physical things like asanas, pranayam, kriyas, mudras, bandhas, or some theory kind of a thing in the name of Yoga Sutra, and from Yoga Sutra maybe Ashtanga Yoga, Yama Niyama, at the most maybe Klesha, and some sutras, right? And having done all that teaching, what do we expect and what do we feel happy with and that the students have benefited? The general effect of all these that we teach. It has effect on the body as well as on the mind. But vritti is not something general. Vritti, is a particular thing at a time taking place in the mind. And we know it keeps changing. Have you ever considered how can you get to know what is happening in your mind at any given point of time? You'll be thinking, why am I saying this? We all know that Maharshi Patanjali, after defining yoga as Chittavritti Nirodha, he has directed us to describe Klishta and Aklishta. Now, if you have to recognize vritti as two different types and change one to the other, we need to have access to our mind. We have to become aware of ourselves, our mind, at any point of time, what is happening. Because vritti, once that is there, will change. And if it is to change, I have to know it before it is changing. Also, to recognize it, we need to recognize it with the name. We need a name for it. Have you ever thought how you can go to the opposite? Say it's a klashta. You feel it. How do you feel the opposite vritti? If you have a name for it, it is possible for you to think out its opposite. But still, how to feel that opposite? Just consider. It seems like a big task. And we often leave it at that. Very often, I'm sure many of you may not even have considered doing this kind of thinking. I, Suchitra Pareekh, Vritti coach, practicing and teaching yoga for over 35 years now, I want all of us to look at vritti a little more closely and arrive at a point where in this job of changing klishta vritti to aklishta vritti seems doable. And we should be able to do it one at a time, because vritti in the mind can only be one at a time. Are you with me to rediscover vritti? I will love your company. Thank you. So come. Now, here's a way to understand it better. Think of vritti as the sum of everything happening in your mind at a given moment of time. Every second, our senses, that is, eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue, are interacting with the world. They collect tons of information, and this information gets imprinted on the mind. And this is important. Our senses don't give meaning to what they observe. That's the job of the mind. Let me give you an example. Think back to the first time you saw a tree as a child. Your eyes captured the image of it, and when someone told you that that's a tree, your mind stored that information and it remained with you. Over a period of time, you saw more trees, and your mind started to build a general understanding of what a tree looks like, its shape, its color, the branches, and so on and so forth. Eventually, even if you see a strange looking tree, maybe even crooked or upside down, or however odd it may be, you can still recognize it as a tree. That's because your mind uses the memory it has stored. Now, here it gets where it gets more interesting. Imagine all the experiences you've had with the tree. Maybe you played under the tree shade as a kid, or you climbed one, picked mangoes from it, or even watched a little bird sitting and nesting on it, and all that. What happens to it? Among all those memories, some of those memories will stand out. Suppose now, as an adult, you come across a tree, it brings back all those memories. And let's say you had a particular happy time playing under a tree in your childhood. On seeing this tree, it doesn't just remind you of its name, shape, that experience. It also brings back the joyfulness in that memory of your childhood. At that moment, the vritti isn't just the image of the tree or the word tree and all that. It is also having the feeling of happiness and nostalgia tied to that memory. So a new vritti of this memory is now being formed, because memory is another vritti by itself. And what's truly amazing is that this all happens in an instant. Your senses observe, your mind identifies, and your emotions respond, all at the same time. That's the essence of vritti. It's not just about what you see or hear, it's about how your mind processes it and the emotions it brings up. So, the next time your mind is busy with thoughts or memories, take a moment to reflect on what's happening. You're witnessing the beautiful complex dance of vrittis at work, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. This characteristic of vritti, the ability to shift, is very, very vital. Why? Because it gives us a powerful tool for change. Think about it. If your mind can naturally move from one vritti to the next, then you can use this process to consciously shift your focus. You can change the thoughts you think, the meanings you assign, and the feelings you experience. Isn't that great? That's real power in your hand, don't you think so? Great. But here is the catch. It takes practice. To do this, you need to pay proper attention to what you're observing, how you are interpreting it, and what you are feeling at that moment. When you align all these elements consciously, you can create vrittis of the kind you desire. A yoga student might aim for a vritti that is sattvic in nature. Don't worry, sattva is a concept that we will dive into later. For the time being, think of it as positive, as desirable. For now, your goal is simply to become aware of the vritti process. This is the beauty of the mind. It is always in motion. And with practice, we can learn to guide that motion in the direction we choose. So, be the master of your own mind, of your vritti. Let me introduce to you the technique that I have been using for over 15 years. Vritti changing technique, I call it. From its name, you understand that it is to be used to access the activity happening in our mind and also change it, if it is undesirable, to a desirable one. So obviously, if you have learned this technique, you can not only use it in this way, you can begin right from the scratch. You don't have to have any prior knowledge and understanding of any great thing in yoga or otherwise. Once you have learned this technique, you can become aware of a particular vritti in your mind. Recognize it by name and choose what you want to change it to. It will be affecting your thoughts, your feelings, your speech, your action, everything. And I say this from my personal experience as well as my work with thousands of people whom I have been able to teach this technique and help them out. Who can take advantage of uh, this course on vritti changing technique? In my experience of so many years, I find, and my passion is to teach it to yoga teachers particularly, uh, though many others can take advantage of it, but I would love to teach it to yoga teachers because when you are into yoga and you are not having a practical way of dealing with the emotional aspect of your being, you will find that the advances made and the benefits gained uh, from all the other things that they teach stops at one point. The teachers progress and the students progress gets on a plateau. And the only way forward then is to go back and work on the emotional aspects, the yama niyama, as it is called in yoga. So yoga teachers, whether you're novices or you're an advanced teacher or you may be pro at it, I really, really suggest that you learn this technique and see your progress skyrocketing. In addition, I have found many life coaches taking advantage of it. Anyone who is doing any kind of teaching or counseling, whatever kind of doctors or therapists that you may be, uh, yes, beginners in yoga can also make use of it. Those who are just enthusiastic about yoga can make use of it, whether theoretical yoga or practical yoga, you can still make use of it. Anyone who is into personal growth or personality development, or you are an educationist of any kind, or you are a general human being, or yearning to find your own self and become a better being. then this technique is for you to gain access to your innermost core, that which really matters, that which is the root cause of all the good and bad that we think, say, do, and feel and experience in life. So please welcome. I will let you know about the main course to which it leads to in the next. Yoga Ethics and Vritti Changing Technique, VCT in short. It is a course, a 4-credit course, which enables one to have a measurable, observable approach to yoga ethics, which is commonly taught like a theory. With the use of this technique, vritti changing technique, it is possible to make it a practice for every individual and teach it in a practical way as yoga is meant to be. So let me introduce this course to you. First, welcome to Yoga Ethics and Vritti Changing Technique. Here, this practical approach to Yama Niyama, and you will actually get in touch with yourself with respect to each of the Yama Niyama in your day-to-day life. To give you an overview of what is to come in the course, let's look at the next slide. First of all, the course is divided into 4 sections. The first section is on background to the vritti changing technique. The second one is self-help with vritti changing technique, wherein you will actually learn how to use this vritti changing technique. In the third section, having learned the vritti changing technique, to apply it in your day-to-day life as it is, you will learn how to use it to practice yoga way of life, integrate yoga way of life in your day-to-day living, without really undergoing a drastic change, without suppressing any thoughts, feelings, and actions, etc. And in the fourth section, you will learn how you can help others in progressing in yoga, in practicing Yama Niyama, living a yoga way of life, and assist them, equip them with this vritti changing technique. To find out more about the course, about how to join it, about this technique, or yoga and the relationship of this technique, you can contact any of us, Mallika Savalkar or Suchitra Pareekh, on the WhatsApp first, and we can even talk. We can have a Zoom call if necessary, and you'll learn a lot more about what to do, how to do, and when. How it is suitable for you, everything you can find out. So please do get in touch with us. Hope you enjoyed the little information that was given in this presentation, just as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Hope to connect with you. Hope you are beginning your onward journey, inner journey, and continuing with it happily and successfully, fruitfully at every step, at every moment that you spend in this direction. My best wishes are with you. Glory to God.